Currently, I am amazed at the question itself, which has been raised by the Times of India or whichever newspaper. You see, once the assembly is dissolved, we all know under the constitutional scheme of things, it is entirely the prerogative of the Election Commission. And given the independence of the Election Commission,
never
I don't
stopped
think any
political parties giving the Election Commission advice. And political parties are already declaring in public when they want the election, even though they can't impose that date. So I'm asking you the same thing. Are you making it subtly clear you don't want immediate elections, you need 3-4 more months?
No, we are prepared for election anytime. Anytime the Election Commission wants to hold the elections, we are prepared.
So you're happy for them to happen?
We are very confident about...
So you're happy for December elections so the results can come out along with Jammu, Kashmir and Jharkhand?
You see, anytime it is up to the Election Commission whenever they want to hold the elections. And let me tell you one thing. I don't think the Election Commission takes a dictate from the Aam Aadmi Party or the Congress or the BJP. It is well versed with its job. It knows its job well. And according to their assessment and their convenience, they will hold the elections.
All right.
As far as the elections are concerned. I was just listening to a few comments which were made about the BJP.
Like you did in the case of Jammu and
colleagues who are sitting on the
Gentlemen, don't interrupt each other.
Elections on time in Jammu and Kashmir.
Mr. Khaitan, don't interrupt. I'll come to you in a moment's time. Let him finish. Go ahead, Mr. Mittal. Go ahead, Mr. Mittal.
See, I have two very worthy colleagues from two political parties. Currently, I think we are being too optimistic about the prospects. And frankly, they are not reflected by the history of the electoral verdict given by people. Let's look at the May elections, where not only did we win all the 7 Lok Sabha, we won 60 assembly seats out of the 70 assembly seats which are there. As you rightly pointed out of the 28 at the Vidhan Sabhas they hold, they lost in 24 of them. So, you know, their vote share increased at the cost of Congress, which was completely decimated. Now, as far as the so-called Chief Minister face the other party has, despicable is the word which people use for this face, because it's a face which reflects deceit. It's a face which reflects broken promises. It's a face which reflects dishonesty. And when I use these strong words, I have reason to say so. And give me a minute to tell you why.
I'm not giving you a minute, I'm giving you 20 seconds.
Here is a party.
You need to be fast.
20 seconds. Okay. Here is a party which fights the Congress corruption and then allies with the Congress to form a government. Here is a party which asked for dissolution of the assembly in February and in May at the prospect of probably Congress supporting them to prevent BJP from coming to power, says let's have the assembly election.
You know, Mr. Mittal, the audience will hear your very strong, almost personal critique of the Aam Aadmi Party, and they'll be asking themselves one question. He's speaking so vituperatively, he must be really scared of Aam Aadmi. If it's an opponent you don't worry about, you don't attack them in this way. You're conceding my point by the strength of your attack. And you're smiling because you're a good-natured man, but you know you've given the game away. Let me put this to you, Javed Ansari.
Sorry,
these elections in Delhi...
That cannot be the conclusion. That cannot be the conclusion for one simple reason. That people have seen through the game. And when you compare...
No,